Good morning. My name is Lisa Maxwell, and I'm here to do a reading. It's Friday, May 1st. Happy May Day. Happy May Day. All right, we're going to use a tarot deck called the Everyday Tarot. This is by Biddy. I can't remember her name, but I'll definitely put it in the whatchamacallit. It's based on the Rider-Waite deck anyway, and this is like a mini deck. There's a new version of this deck out that she anyway, I'm not gonna get into all of that, but there's a new version of this deck that she created, that was created for her. She's a lady in Australia. She's very cool. She teaches a lot of tarot classes, in fact. She has like great guides and whatnot. I've never done any of her coursework, but I've been inspired by just her enthusiasm for using tarot as an art form to describe the planetary aspects that are affecting us all. As we had in our reading a couple of days ago, the sun shines on us all. And it's shining even when the skies are cloudy. The sun is always shining. What is it that you can think about right now or feel for that you know is always supporting you? Like sometimes we lose sight of it, just like the sun, going behind the clouds. But what is it that reminds you that, oh, I am supported, I am loved? Think about that. Because it's that focus, the Ace of Pentacles that came up. It's kind of that focus on that thing that is glowing, that you move toward, that always inspires you to stay focused. Everybody has their own higher power. What is it that golden thread of trust that you can reach into and find within yourself to serve you through those Nine of Swords moments or seasons? Sometimes they're seasons, sometimes it's a long time. It takes a lot of skill to choose to take those 9 swords and actually use them to parse out and use them in a way of curiosity to see, why am I anxious? And if we have that one thing that we can focus on, that helps us to gain the clarity that we need when our minds are in a swirl, or be willing to put down those swords and be like, you know what? I don't even know what to do with these swords, to admit that vulnerability. So we'll use the Everyday Tarot. So every day, keep it simple. Keeping it simple. What's the other card that came up? We have the Three of Pentacles. The Queen, emotional and being compassionate toward ourselves, non-judgmental about our own process, allowing the flow of things. Oh, here we are. The Fool card. So this deck is based on the Rider-Waite Tarot. It's not as, ornate, but we have the Fool card. It's a beginning. It's kind of being willing to take a step, and to, I noticed that he's looking up as well, even though he's stepping off what feels like a ledge. He's choosing to look up and to trust and to look at that, just like that Ace of Pentacles character was doing. She was looking at that globe. She wasn't looking at everything around her. So the Fool card is an element of trust. There's a huge element of trust. It's a new beginning. It's the Zero card. It's also protection, knowing that we are protected in the steps that we take, to be willing to take just one step in a direction to see what happens, and treating, going into situations with that attitude of curiosity, as well as this is a conversation, not a confrontation. Allowing things to be that, to come in it with that open-heartedness, to come towards something with that open-heartedness, to learn. The Fool also is that being willing to be the student. Another card coming out. The Hierophant. So we have two major arcana here. Yeah. The Hierophant. So this is also commitment, tradition, the keys. I have it's actually a tag from a part of a wedding gift from when my brother got married a few years back, and I still have the tag. The key to happiness is love. To looking at things with love. So, a Hierophant would also suggest marriage. This is Taurus season. This is a type of commitment that you're willing to grow. That I'm embarking on a huge commitment here, but I have faith in it. These are major arcana. So these are major themes that are coming up. See how these are, where are these showing up in a very big way in your life right now? And this is a major change. The 5 card is like I said, this is typically the card of Taurus. But the number 5, the number of Taurus is actually 10. Half of that is 5. So, half the battle is our own, willingness, is willingness to examine and look at our belief systems. So, this also, the Hierophant represents our belief systems. Do I believe that I'm going to be okay? No matter what? Do I believe that I've created this kind of stability that is long lasting, that there's a legacy? That's this card as well. But the 5 in that is mind. So if sometimes, half the battle is being willing to examine, know that our structure is so sound that we can actually examine. And in the major, once you get to the higher, the more mature. Something came up in a reading I was doing last night about developing a more mature perspective on the spiritual practices that we do, not just treating them as a transaction. This is not a transactional situation. This is a blessing on something, but you're only going to be able to receive blessings if you're willing to know that no matter what's going on, you're getting blessings, and not just think about things in the way that I'm only getting blessings if it's this particular way. That's would be the Hierophant in reverse, or the Emperor in reverse, is my way or the highway kind of stuff. No, when we're talking about things on a spiritual level, being willing to let divine wisdom come in and look at things from different perspectives. And so sometimes people don't like big box religion, right? I don't know anyways. People don't, because things tend to be a little too structured for them. This type of structure, though, the Hierophant level, this is stuff that even within that structure, it wants us to challenge the belief. The opposite of faith isn't doubt. The opposite of faith is certainty. Doubt suggests that there's a dialogue going on, and that's what higher power, that's what God universe wants from us. It wants a dialogue in order to develop these long-term relationships. And any type of long-term relationship that you're in should also, we should be willing. We've got to be willing to have to push that envelope, to have that dialogue in myself. Why don't I want to ask my partner this question? Or why don't I want to engage in this, to further whatever I'm doing at work? Why don't I want to do that, to take a look at that? It's not that you don't have faith in yourself that you're asking those questions. It actually shows that you have faith in the structure to ask questions within the structure in order for the structure to grow. Because anything that doesn't, we don't question, doesn't grow and thrive. And this is, like I said, a card of Taurus. This is the time of growing and thriving. This is definitely the time to start, making those types of inquiries, putting ourselves in a student, in a teachable mindset, in a trusting mindset, and an open mindset to consider things. Oof, that was a lot. What else do we have here? Spirit, the guides. Here we go. And the Ace of Pentacles comes up again. This is the everyday stuff that we do to make that deposit and to stay singularly focused. This is keeping our own self-worth. This is actually showing up with our value to a situation to ask those types of questions. I value myself so much. I value the situation so much that I want to ask the questions, and that I know that my value is such that the outcome I will be held no matter what. I will be held. See the hand holding this pentacle. I will be held no matter what the outcome. So I see the three flowers, the three daisies here. Again, daisies are the symbol of keeping it simple. Keeping it simple. Remember that Archangel Michael card that came up about innocence. Remember that each of us at our core base is an innocent child. Like being innocent. Daisies also suggest innocence. That instead of presuming that things are not going to go well, or that people have malintent, or the situation is against you, or this kind of persecution and victim mindset, we can keep it simple and remember that everybody is held, as are we. I'm going to leave it at that. Have a great day. This message will be out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Like, share, subscribe on any of those platforms. I'm kind of feeling that an animal wants to come out. But yeah, like, share, subscribe on any of those platforms. And comment on them as well to make sure that the message gets out to those who need to hear it. If you wanted to directly share this to somebody who needs to hear it, please do. It doesn't matter what day of the week. We have two animals coming out. Yeah, freedom. You always have a choice. And the dove, slow down, pause, and breathe. We don't need to go making big decisions. Again, this is the time for questioning and thinking about things and deciding on. Yeah. So those are the two animals that came out. So yeah, direct message me on any of those platforms if you want your own private reading. I love you. Have a great day.